Hello guys, do the program here, back with another video. In the last video I did say that I'll be doing some bug fixing. However, I feel like before I'm going to do any bug fixing, I may actually is put some of these functions into different files, is what I might do over here instead. Because it's getting a bit crowded over here. It doesn't matter the amount of lines. How many lines is this? Someone tell me. If I was to open this up in the Python idle, I'm talking all my lines. Let's come over here and open this. I need to put it in documents. Studio, projects, Python RPG. Just the main file over here. We're already at 277. Now that might not seem a lot, however, I'm going to be adding more and more functions to this, and this is going to get quite big. It's going to get quite big. So we should separate some of this stuff up now. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to actually add as a brand new file over here, and I'm just going to call this console. In the empty file, I'm just going to call this console utility. Is what I'm going to call it. And over here in the console utility, we're going to try and merge these two things right here, the color and the text is what we're going to try to do here. So we're going to have a class of color. We're going to have a class for text. Right, we're going to have those two classes. The color, yeah, we're essentially just going to copy all that to here. Essentially, yes, and we will do that. And then I am going to, first of all, I'm actually going to import this. I'm going to import that. I'm also going to then import this lot. I'm also then going to copy out all this. It's going to be part of the text class. Go here, text class, and we're going to have this inside it. Indent that. As such. Here we've got console text. That is referring to hold on. What's this referring to? Console text, which is this itself. Console text. I was referring to this one. We don't need to specify that. You can just say here. You can just say this, but just in case, I'm also going to move this function up over here. I don't know if this should be treated as part of the text, but I'm going to treat it as part of the text. So instead, what I'm going to do is where we find console text. So we find a console text, for example. I think we're going to replace that with we have to replace that with console. First of all, we actually have to import context. So we have to import here is the console utility. So we're going to have to import. But with the console utility, what we have to say console utility dot then dot text dot print with border. Maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe we just want to say here, say from import from console utility. Let's import ourselves text, for example. Then what we can do here is we can say now we can say console text. We can't say console utility anymore. We can say console count and console text because those two files don't exist. What we can say is we can't even say print with border. We can say text dot print with border. We can say that. So we can do that instead. So yeah, so we can do that. And let's also then is from let's also import here color. So then we can do then we can just do over here color dot cyan. So here we can just do then over here text dot. Is it text? Yes, it's text dot text. No, it's color. Color dot text. Over here color dot text. Yeah. So essentially what's going to happen is all those which have console text. So we want to replace the console text. Compare console text with text. Replace all. So saying the console text dot. There we go. Dot text effects is right there. The next one is console color, which we can just replace it with color. We can just replace all as well. Although those which have color dot color, replace that with color dot. I guess no. Guess we don't actually. Yeah, like that, just like that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that all works, right? If I control F5, no bugs, hopefully. No module named color. Excusez-moi. Ah, because I tried to import this. Okay, because it'll replace this stuff as well. Okay, cool. Fingers crossed. No. Text.print border. Function has no attribute print with border. Oh my god, how did you get displayed twice? Text.print. Okay, draw 5. Shit. What? Why am I calling that? In the return string. So it's got to be over here that's complaining. But, oh, it doesn't exist. And that's because the position of the function is very important in Python. So let's just, there you go, that's the reset color, okay? Okay, now can we work, please? Did that fix it? No, it didn't. Oh, you. What? Reset color. Is it not complaining there? Console utility, that's where it's complaining. That's where it's complaining, according to the text. Because it's saying display logo, then we're telling you to return print color dot text. So it's saying for you to print color dot text. So that means what we're doing is we're telling you to come over here to color, get text, and what we're trying to pass there is our string plus the color. Then I'm telling you to then plus this function. It's not difficult. Color dot reset color. If I say color, no, I should be able to just say reset color, right? Unknown type. Is this a variable or a function? Well, it doesn't really matter because what I could just do is I could just then say just plus this. Then I don't need this function actually. Okay, that's that worked. Okay, so I think that's all working now. That means I can now delete these two files and just merge them together essentially. That's what I've done. We call this the console utility. Now, next up is we need to try and break some of this stuff down. For example, we can break all these classes into their own files. So yeah, so we don't have to have that up here. So we're just going to add a new item, Python class, and I'm just going to call this world, for example. And as you can see, this is what world does for us. It creates an example over here, a template. They pass there an object, that's fine, whatever. And we're just going to pass here the initialize function essentially. Now, by me removing the world function, something may happen. World. Wherever I create my world equals world, right? Will that still work? Or is that going to cause a crash? That causes a crash because the same world's not defined. What the hell are you talking about, mate? World doesn't exist. Well, what we can say is we can come over here and we can say import world. Does that now fix it? Module object is not callable. So it's saying now saying that we can't call this object. Why can't we call this object, eh? If I try and come over here and type over here world dot world dot, do I have to just do that? World dot world? Yes, I do. I have to say world dot world because what I have to do is I have to come here, reference the file that I'm talking about. You know, dude, I'm talking about this file, then I need to reference the class world as well. Solution, well, we can say, what we could do is we could say, oh yeah, from world, let's import world. So from the file world, let's import the class world. And what will that do? That'll simply allow us to come over and say world dot, when we say dot, see, no, we can't do anything else. And when we put in brackets, what we can see is the X, Y, and name. That's what we can see right there. So if we now do Control F5, boom. So we have to do that for essentially all the other classes. So we've got the class location. Simple. What we're going to have to do is we're just going to have that new item, class. We'll just have to create the location as a new Python file. Close the console, we don't need that one anymore. What's the utility? We're just going to pass the two variables, that's it. That's all we're going to do. You could add a description over here if you want to, but for now we're going to put no description, but we could add it in the future. And now, if we want to reference location, for example, we will need to say from location, import me location. And that allows us to continue on using location as normal, instead of us having to use, oh, location.location. So yeah, so next up we also need is the player. Now this is where it gets very interesting. The player is the next one up that we need to do. So we need to do player. Here as a new Python file, and we're going to copy over the player class. Now, the player class, as you can see, references over here the location class. It actually does reference the location class. So what we have to do is we have to tell this class to import the location class. So we have to say from location, import me location. So we have to do that for this. Now, I don't know, will we ever need to, do we need the location then for the Python RPG? .py file? Let's comment out for now to see if we will need it later. But in player, it's necessary, so we've imported it for the player. For the player class, you require this. So if ever you're missing the location file, or if ever the location file is deleted or whatever, the player class will, the player.py will complain because it requires location as well. It requires the location class. Character class is next, so we can just call this character. No, can we just call this class? Can we just call this class? If I call this Python file called class, let's see what. So we can just call it class. Maybe if we come over here and say, so we can call this class, right? Class. However, what happens if I then wish to import it? So from class, import me class. Then wherever I use class, character class, wasn't character class, what was it before? It was in capital, but it was capital, it was character class like this. wasn't it? It was like this, wasn't it? Yeah, over here. Right. Class. I don't know if there's any other. If I do Control F5, location's not defined. Okay, so it seems like we do require location because somewhere in our code, buildings requires location, and we start buildings. That's why. Okay, that's only why. Okay, for now, yeah. For now, let's uncomment it. Just see if we've got any issues with the class. Monk. Player not defined. That's all. That's all that's players. Players not defined. Okay. Players not defined. Because we actually didn't do the player, did we? Import as player. Huh. We didn't actually do the player. Play. Yeah, monk. So this is now complain about the console cursor. Okay. We'll fix that later. So building is next up. Building. A new item. Building. Here's the building class. Let's just move this stuff now. Over to the building class. Like so. Okay. Does it require anything else? Interestingly, oof. It refers to my world. We may have. Oh, that's gonna be very interesting. It refers to my world, but it does require location, so we're going to import location. Import location. So that's all of the classes. However, there's still some functions here which can move. For example, the clear screen. Let's move that to the console utility. So then the text. Well, actually, it doesn't even have to be text. It could just be as part of the console utility. Is there anything else I can import from here? Clear screen. So that means that the clear screen can continue working. So we don't need this crap anymore. Okay. Control 5. Bugs. Give me them. Building is not defined. Building is not defined because I've not imported it. From building, import building. Control 5. Play. What bugs are going to give me? OS is not defined. You are referring to the console, where I have to import OS. Bugs. Give me them. Cursor is not active. Okay, so this is referring to where? Text.text effects. Somewhere where I do text.text effects, which will be on the display style and text. I reference over here somewhere. I must reference over here somewhere is what is it again? What am I referencing? Console cursor. Oh, that's going to be part of the utility. Hold on. I'm really going to have to say text dot. Shouldn't just be obvious. I'm just saying. Okay, draw 5. Play. Diego. Mike. Find yourself in the middle of what is known as wood. Nothing. Oh, that you need to go to a church. Is that you need to get to a church? Okay. So no, surprisingly, no major bugs. Fantastic when that happens. No major bugs. Now, one thing I want to test: do I require location? Must I import the location, or is it only the other classes which require location? Let's check it out. Tiago, Monk. Let's see. Is it going to crash? Okay, no crashing. Good. That means we don't actually really require location. So, that'll be it for this video, because this video, I don't want to get too long. In the next video, we may continue with some segregation of some of these functions into their own separate files, or we may continue with our starting scene. Subscribe so you know when I upload that next video. Like this video if you did, and hope to see you guys very, very soon. And goodbye.